Right, lads, we are back in another episode presented to you by Bollock Studios, where football nutmegs the nonsense. Well, boys, your weekends, I hope it was quite good for United fans, Liverpool fans, maybe not so much for Newcastle, yeah? So let's put it this way, lah. Well, considering that we are back after a very, and I would like to say, a pretty entertaining weekend where the Premier League clearly woke up and chose chaos over the last weekend. So let's see. We have gone from Arsenal that rocked up Leeds, probably saying we are done playing around, 4 goals, 0 mercy, yeah? And as they say, more like a reminder that the title race is still very much alive, yeah? Yaga. If I would like to think, well, let's keep it for as we go along, right? And of course, from Arsenal to against Leeds over the weekend, we also had Liverpool. You know, they beat Newcastle. Looked brilliant, but of course, somehow still gave us... Well, it kind of... Say again?
Brilliant? I don't think so.
Brilliant, but somehow still gave us a heart-attacking football. And of course, as still fans are still saying Anfield remains a fortress, and we'll get into all that lah. But of course, I dare say probably Newcastle fans are left wondering, like, you know, an early lead turned into a four-goal reality check, yeah? So we will be covering those topics shortly after this, yeah? And what else? We've had Aston Villa, who decided to lose against a 10-man Brentford. So, well, looks like Manchester United weren't the only ones who couldn't beat the 10-man Everton, yeah? So, oh man, so let's see. And speaking of Man United, what a Carrick time Man United that we've just experienced, man. Absolute cinema, if I dare say it. So from going 2-0 up, Fulham's probably responded by saying, not today, man, 2-2. And of course, what? There you have it, man. Benjamin Sesko seals the winner. He left Tesco without an empty shopping cart. So he did get the goal. What a brace he scored, man. And closing off with a little bit on Spurs versus City. What has gone wrong, man? I mean, well, of course, Dominic Solanke, what a scorpion kick. Intended? I don't know. We're about to find out after this. I'll get your both thoughts on it as well, right? So, to sum up, of course, we had good games, you know, with zero logic. Well, that's brought to all of us by the English Premier League. So, how are you boys doing, man? You all okay, huh?
Very good. Good.
Yeah, so from a not so good evening last week for Newcastle, now not good again for Newcastle, you know, losing 4-1 against Liverpool away at Anfield. Bang, what's gone wrong with Newcastle, man? Care to share your thoughts and your feelings at the moment?
You see, this Newcastle team is a mixed season, so it's very difficult to predict.
Mhm.
They are on form. They're not on form. They played well against PSG, European champions. Almost beaten them. Almost in like couple of chances towards the end and everything. And when coming to Liverpool, it was very clear that the first half an hour in Newcastle was amazing. They hit the post, they scored the first goal, and they started without their striker. Visa. They put Gordon on top actually, which is and Ilanga on the right. And at first I thought, I mean, you start against Liverpool like this in the game. So one school of thought suggests that you can beat Liverpool with pace and everything. So that's why they played it. Another school of thought is suggesting that we lost the match because we are not playing with our strikers. So Liverpool fans are mixed at the moment. I think the game started pretty well. Our team were confident and everything. What Liverpool did was they were targeting Newcastle's right-hand side, which Langa and Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier had a full 80 minutes game at PSG. So he's like 35 years old. So that's why we see all the goals is coming on Liverpool's left and Newcastle right, actually.
Yep.
I think Ekitike is the main man for Liverpool. And Isak was bought to train Liverpool's physios and medic department and how they can be better. So
How long was he injured? How long is he injured?
he broke his leg, man. He's going to be out of the season. So I think it was not a great game. Newcastle deserved to lose, but I think tactically also there were some question marks. As I said, I'm not sure how they would have started, and they were also tired from the Champions League game after the after 35 minutes, 40 minutes, they were jaded. It was very clear.
I
Right.
agree.
So that's
So
the story of the day. But I'm still
well,
glad Champions League playoffs.
yeah, so and I mean all the English teams are still there. Huh? From Newcastle to what Spurs to yeah, all of them. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, of course, Arsenal topping it and all that, right? So yeah, I think. But Kuan, just to understand a bit more, I understand with squad rotations and all that. Is that going to still impact, or shall I say, do you think Newcastle can still build consistency despite rotation? Because considering the upcoming games, like next week,
City.
Newcastle has, you see, Brentford played with a 10 men and still beat Aston Villa, number 3 in the table. And Newcastle is facing Brentford this weekend. What's your thoughts on their consistency?
I think
Do you think?
the Newcastle consistency,
Mm-hmm.
I think they should be able to beat Brentford. But before that, they have a game against City, the League Cup quarterfinals, first leg at Manchester City home.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's
Oh.
a tough run for Newcastle. But the thing is, to be a top team, you have to accept this kind of runs and you'll play everyone and all these things. My concern is basically we don't know how to rotate.
Mm.
I have
Okay.
one question, Kun. Do you think that Eddie Howe has reached its ceiling, its
Ooh.
capability?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think so.
Good
Right?
question there.
Because
So
because
so define, sorry to cut off, but define ceiling. Are you Sharif, are you saying like this is like it's peak already, after this is like
can't go far.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Oli. I do not want to speak for about Oli, but Eddie Howe, right? He came in. He gave at least from what I see, right? He gave a Newcastle an identity, how to play, right? He also built the youth system as well. English players as well comes in,
mm-hmm,
promote that as well. He built a very solid defense line for the last 2 seasons,
right?
not this season, but last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm,
So the next step, I think that's why when Kun was saying about rotation, right? The next step is to compete in higher level. And when you compete in a higher level, this type of rotation squad, this type of tactical adaptation to games as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you manage games as well, right? So the way I'm seeing right now, Newcastle is playing the same way how they are playing for the last 3 to 4 years,
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Very intensity, run, run, run. But
A
then
bit lesser. They're managing a bit lesser,
yeah,
but the message is the same. You see, one thing I just want to add to what Sharif is saying. To play for Newcastle United, you also need to be trained for at least 6 to 7 to 8 months in the team to gel it. And that's a problem. Gordon took him almost like slightly more than half a season. Pro Tonali too, actually, when he first came in after his ban. So the problem
yeah.
in Newcastle is we cannot just plug and play. There is and this season there is no 1 week training session like straight game to game like
Exactly.
United is privileged to have at the moment. So
True.
it's true.
you cannot adapt your team. I mean, look, before we go to the United one, look at one change of manager, you have 3 brilliant results. And because of that long space of training session, you can see tactically MU were different. And this is the point that Newcastle couldn't do. That's why players like Ilanga, he was horrible yesterday. He tried 1, 2 things, he just couldn't play.
He couldn't carry the form when he was at Nottingham Forest. I think that's what's the idea, the transition idea to have that.
Correct, to attack in spaces. But this
Mm.
is Eddie Howe's team. Every player is trying to gel into the
Yeah.
system. Okay, give you a good example. Luis Miley, he has been training with the first team for the last 3 or 4 seasons. You see how comfortable is he playing?
Mm-hmm.
So this is kid. So I think the learning curve to play as a new player to be playing in Newcastle well is very high. And this is costing us all this league position. Lah. Newcastle weren't bad yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I
And
agree.
and Liverpool was not all blazing. It was a team
Exactly.
that could be beaten or at least get a draw. But a lot of the fans think that the players are shit and everything because this fans all thing is like all or nothing actually. Newcastle, I think the future of Newcastle, if you do well, we're going to become the Arsenal 2.0.
Mm.
I predict it's going to happen.
So to become the Arsenal 2.0, you mean bottling a few seasons? Or
Like it's like either you win the league in January or you bottle it.
you
It's like
just
always these two, no? So they don't want to see positives. They don't want to see a team growing. We are still in all the cups, which is okay. We might get
which is
eliminated
yeah.
at the end of this whole month. Our league position is not there, but it doesn't mean we never had good results. We beat Man City. With team which we never beat before. So I feel that the
Mm-hmm,
fans, especially when I read online,
mm-hmm,
it's Arsenal 2.0, literally.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Agreed to that. Agreed to that as well. So, and yeah. So of course, as much as upcoming games for Newcastle in the league would be against Brentford. So well, as you mentioned, bang, that probably they could clinch a win at least to kind of challenge a bit at the top half of the
Yeah,
table. Yeah, yeah. So challenge, put a bit more pressure on those
but
above
but
Newcastle.
just want to add, Arsenal just inquired for Newcastle for Sandro Tonali.
Yeah. So well, that could probably take place, may not take place, but even if it does as well, the end of the season, I mean, when the transfer window opens, the transfer topics are, should require a different episode altogether. So, but let's see. But of course, that's just some of the demolition that Newcastle has been going through, back-to-back defeats. Yeah. So would they come back with a win against Brentford? Let's find out over the weekend and see what happens. You can always drop your predictions for those who have tuned in. So moving on to an absolute cinema, as I mentioned earlier, right? So we had Manchester United against Fulham, where what a showdown, man. What a game.
What a game. The neutral square.
3-2. United beats Fulham 3-2 at Old Trafford. Wow, wow, wow. Sharif, you've been smiling from the start of this pod, man. So, you
Good
know,
morning. Look at
yeah,
him.
so it's all in good mood.
From
So,
morning,
well, yes, but of course, I get into. I mean, of course, well, we all definitely tuned into the game. Of course, just a bit of a build up towards some of the things I just want to understand from y'all. Well, put it this way, man. It's been a while since United won 3 games back to back. Sometimes I always wonder, what is Ruben Amorim thinking right now as we speak, lah. But of course, you don't have to answer me this yet. But as we as we go along, we can always selate masuk Ruben Amorim a bit, and his idea. Anyway, so Sharif, big smiles over the weekend, man, even for me as well. So just to understand from you, it was a good build up. I really thought even if we went back with a draw, it was fine. I would have taken a draw, really. I would have taken a draw
Really?
because
Wow.
yeah, I would have. Why? Okay.
It's at Old Trafford.
Well, okay, that's probably one. Number two is because I think there were some facts as well, right? That even the commentary, they were saying that things like, Fulham either led or equalized beyond 80 minutes against Man United in a few games, right? So along the lines of the commentary. So I was like, oh,
can I?
and I was like, yeah, so yeah, you can fact check that. I'm not sure because the commentator actually mentioned that. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, let's see. And true enough, bloody hell, post 80 over minutes and, equalizers, the early injury time was when the equalizer came in. But of course, with Sesko's brace at the stoppage time. So Sharif, was Sesko's stoppage time winner, proves that United still has that killer instinct.
Wow, that's a big statement. Look, Matt, first thing first, I'm definitely happy, right? Happy for the win, right? Definitely after, I think all were questioning on United's true form. Yes, they played well with a team that has an idea, that has an identity, that has a way of playing, right?
Yep.
So it's I would not say easier. It's much more easier to set up a team that has a certain style of playing, right? But now come with Fulham, it's a different matter. Playing at home, right? I definitely demanded a win because it shows that it shows progress. After meaning it's not just a blip or just oh yeah, because a big team going to an average team like Man United at the moment, therefore Man United could capitalize both of those games, right? So pretty much really happy from minute 1 until minute 101, right? After
Yep.
the 90 minutes, right? Even though
Yep.
Fulham scored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even though Fulham scored. So I thought if we drew the game after Fulham scored 2 goals, I thought it feels a little bit terrible. You feel like, you feel like taking a pinch of salt, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
clearly, I would not say United dominate, but United
Mm-hmm.
deserve to win. However, Fulham,
Really?
yeah, I really feel, but Fulham
Yeah.
refused to throw in the towel,
Mm.
right? I
Okay.
Wow.
I could
Like
say
we
that.
are watching two different matches.
Really? Okay.
Let's debate. So,
I mean,
yeah, go on. Go.
the way I saw it was Fulham was the better team in the attacking front. Actually, MU scored both the goals.
Right?
The free kick was brilliant. It
Yep.
is a moment where it was a moment of brilliant Bruno Fernandes to find Casemiro. Casemiro again being the talisman of MU. And the second goal was Casemiro no look pass.
Mm.
Oh, what the pass,
What the
man.
fuck? It look
He no
nice on
look,
him,
but
right?
then he was
It doesn't
looking.
look nice on him, right?
It does.
He looks like a goal, like
Yeah, yeah.
it was. I mean, for some reason it worked, but it didn't have the flab. I think throughout the match, Fulham was playing well against MU in the attacking sense, and MU was playing in the counter attacking in the
Mhm.
moment. I mean, moments FC, right? And the XG is not that far. In fact, Fulham has a 1.97 XG and MU has a 0.74 XG. So a draw in normal, not normal, everything being the same it will be a draw actually. That's why Fulham was able to catch back MU in the last minute. And of course, the last minute goal was brilliant. I think Sesso's goal was luck because it's a defender which slipped for that one. So, but then of course he found the back of the net looking at it, can that was
I disagree. I thought Fulham was lucky, and I'm speaking from neutral. Come on,
you're
you
not
guys know,
neutral.
right?
You're not neutral.
No, no, come on.
You're not
Oh no,
neutral.
let me finish because if Man United win, I think there was certain games when Man United win. I felt no, we were lucky and everything. I felt Fulham were lucky because the penalty. I know you were referring to the Cunha's incident, but early on, it's almost similar when Brian Mbeumo got pulled down as well. Like
Mm.
Yes.
how. So again, I do not want to argue about whether it's a penalty or not,
No
but
no one knows what's the penalty, what's the foul, what's the handball.
correct.
Yep.
It has to be consistent. If you don't give, was it like in the 30th minute or 35th minute where Brian Bemo was brought down? So during that time, if you thought that if you two one-on-one and then there will be always intertwine of legs and everything, right? So you don't say that it's an intended fall, then you
Mm-mm.
don't give a penalty. I do not know what's the reason, but I'm just giving my educated guess why he did not provide or not only the ref on field but
Mm-hmm.
also the entire VAR. Okay, but then the penalty that Fulham got, for me, at least I do not want to say that it's not a penalty, but if that is a penalty, then we have to pull back
Right.
to the event. So for
Yes.
me, that's the element of luck over there, right? And
Completely agree.
yes, and for me, that was the only threat that I saw from Fulham.
Penalty.
Yeah, until then, that was
I
only a goal. Okay, yes, there were certain moments, but I don't see where something that was luckily did not enter. It
Yep.
looks like
I agree with you that the keeper was very good in stopping, but the attacking phase of Fulham going into the box and everything like that, they got shots on target actually. They had 14 shots, 6 on target. So there was intent. Of course, their finishing is not great live. But why I say that MU got lucky, because if MU would have finished the game 2-0 or 2-1, I said okay, MU deserved to win. But because they concede the 2 goals, especially the last one, and then scoring the Sesko's goal, of course we call it the Michael Carrick time or whatnot and everything. It shows
the
that
no look goal, man. You have no look pass and no look
it
goal.
look good. But still, I feel that there could be amazing game, but this is also scary because
Mm-hmm.
you are playing very late in the game actually, where teams were pushing, and the importance of Casemiro. Because if when Casemiro was substituted out, there were even more gaps and not
Yes.
to say.
I
And
agree.
I think MU doesn't know how to play, how to manage the game towards that
Exactly.
end.
That I agree. That I agree. That I
So
agree.
because I was sure at some point they were 2-1. It was like Bruno Fernandes was still trying. There
Correct.
was a throw in and he was too high up and there was a proper gap. And I was like, why you guys are still all up? I mean, just drop a bit and play. So these are the few things which I noticed, lah. And I think that it's a good goal for Sesko. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Mm-hmm.
really a striker goal for me.
Yeah,
For me,
proper.
it's not for me
No,
the
the lucky one he got the ball, the way he got the ball, because he had so much time to take and turn and everything. The
but
defender
but but
was
Kuhan, for even he was anticipating the ball to go in front, but so he had to adjust himself,
Yes.
and then for him to know where the goal is, and that's why I said that is a very striker, you know.
it's a proper goal.
Yes.
It's the most strikers goal you can ever see in the Premier League.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing what I like was after this during the celebration, if you guys notice, Bruno came to him, and I think for a couple of games that Bruno was asking, do this type of run, right? And again, guys, I feel that Sesko is not yet it's not a finished article. It's a
Not a finished
work in
article,
progress.
yeah.
He's getting the right education from his midfielders as well. And I
Mm.
also wanted to add Mainu, man, Kobe Mainu.
Oh,
He looks
he
like
was good.
a new signing, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
the only bad, or maybe I would like to say critic that I have, that he disappears when Man United defends, and that is why I agree what is saying. No one were playing the Casemiro's role who could play better
Yeah, but
when
also no one knows their position well, actually. I mean, I think Casemiro's experience is
yeah.
helping the team a lot, actually.
Yes.
I think the season depends on Casemiro's fitness.
I
Yeah,
agree.
he's a top scorer and also the best defensive contribution as well. So yeah,
That's
Yeah, yeah.
true. That's true.
that's what you get when you are when you're declaring this is your last season, right? So no pressure.
I mean, you
No.
don't have
Mhm.
midweek games, so you can always enjoy.
Yes, that is also as well. Correct.
Correct, correct. And yeah, you touched on Kobe Mainu, man. I was saying this in our previous episode. I'm not here to point fingers or label managers as bad managers and whatnot, right? But you see,
Why not?
well, no, players go through this kind of phase, right?
I
This week. Yeah, of course, right? It's like, come on.
yes.
I mean, I've always said, I mean, Kobe Mainu, look, what a brilliant player he is, man. But to be benched, let alone hardly played under Ruben Amorim, I think it was just criminal, lah. Really, lah. Okay, we can still argue the system he was playing at that
No,
time
he's just a
didn't
bad.
really fit and all that. But again, look, and that's
That's
why I
sorry.
admire. That's why I admire what Carrick did. We can still argue about, very similar to what Ollie did, although it's two different kinds, two different people, two different managers. Interim, talking interim,
But
and and
I
and they just needed a few tweaks, right? You bring Harry Maguire back into the centre back. You play Kobe Mainu alongside Casemiro. You play Bruno Fernandes as the number 10. You
hate
play
yeah.
you play Amad Diallo as a winger,
Being a
not a wing back. But he still played that defensive role. I think I gotta give it to
never
Amad
forget
Diallo.
his saving.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna touch Diogo Dalot lah. I think he had an
Yeah.
okay game lah.
Okay, lah.
He had an okay
lah.
game yesterday lah. Okay game, right? I wouldn't.
He played like an invented right back.
Yes.
He slot into the defensive role, and that's why you could see Casemiro moving up. But man, I got to say, there's a caveat in there, right? I know right now everyone is easy to say that Ruben Amorim, why he did, like what you mentioned, right? Why he did not play people in the right position. So this is also a situation where do you come in, right? I think last episode, so I met use a rice analogy, right? Do you fit the players into the
Yes.
system or system into the players, right? So
Yes.
what Carrick is doing is, right, he's looking at the players and then he say, let's fit them to the best position. So it's for me, it's not masterclass.
Mhm.
He's just doing the
Good
basic.
enough.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct. Correct.
But Ruben Amorim is trying to coach, trying to manage,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to build up
Mm-hmm.
players into that. And I agree. I think he got carried away, right? He got carried carried away with his 3-4-3. It's not a system based, right? It's not a system. It's about, I think he should buy his time, and he should face the system into, like, I think what Kuhan was saying, compared to Newcastle, you need months for players to adapt into it, right? You cannot say, okay, now forget whatever you do. I want you I did mention in one part, athletes, they are being trained into a position since they are like 14 years old.
Yes.
Arsene Wenger said from 8 to 14 is where you build the technical skills. It's if by 14, if you have or not, that's where you know whether this guy can make it a footballer or not. Then from 14 to 18, that's where you build the tactical skills. So meaning the positioning, the gameplay and all, and then later on you finish out the product. So Ahmad Diallo or Bruno Fernandes all have maybe they had played in a midfield position and everything, but then yeah, he played a lot of players not in their best position, and I believe that make it too rigid. However, this is I will end this. I would like to remember Ruben Amorim as a good manager because one, he threw out all the toxic players out, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Not permanently. Rashid will come back.
I basically this is what I want to touch later, which is I'm kind of irritated with the news that right. Rashford, beside Rashford, you also have Jadon Sancho, Anthony,
Yep.
and Garnacho as well, right? And then second, he bought in characteristic players. Players that want to play for the batch, like Mbuemo and Cunha. I'm not touching Sesko and Lemons not because they are not good, but because they are the Wilcox and the bot signing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he
Mm-hmm.
wanted the Abby Martinez and Ollie Watkins, right? And then finally, he's the one who brave enough to call out the Jason Wilcox and Ineos. That for me, it's a great legacy. If you put someone I don't know, Carrick or Ole, they will not call it out, right?
Yeah,
So
because
it
they feel they are, how to say, they have
correct.
to be obliged and grateful for the management for
Exactly,
giving them a
exactly. And,
chance.
and that is why whatever happens in the field, I just want to pledge that let's not forget that Ineos through our season 2 years consecutively
Yeah, by sacking
before
the manager too
Christmas.
early.
By sacking manager too early, by sacking manager
Too late.
too late, right? By sacking their sporting director who they waited, right? A lot
Mm.
of stuff. By
Yep.
investing
Is it
not right
Wilcox is
players.
sacked now?
No, he sacked the Dan Ashworth.
Oh, that guy, I thought, wow, I thought
Then
Jason Wilcox was
then
sacked. That's
then
not gonna
Wilcox
happen.
then Wilcox played dual roles. So within two full seasons when Ineos took over, you can end the season before Christmas. That shows you are not capable. You don't have the
Mm-hmm.
capability to run a club like Man United, right? So for me, yes, the results was not there for Ruben Amorim since we are touching on this topic, right? But for me, he did a different what do you call that legacy outside. And I wish for the next manager, hopefully will touch this topic to continue this legacy, right? Because I do not want to get a yes man into the United head
Yep.
coach or slash manager.
That's
I
true.
think this
That's
will
true.
just come and bite back you guys, man, because I think Michael Carrick is a yes man.
Of
Mm.
course, of
I
course.
think so. And the reason why I want to call out Ruben Amorim is because he is a manager too soon for a job like United. And this is a big lesson for his managerial career. The same thing for
He
uh
wanted to come in summer, Kuhan. That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yes, I mean he should have stick with it. Uh,
correct.
or is the same thing the lesson learned by Xabi Alonso in Real Madrid, that how you want to adapt to a club actually makes a difference. And you see, while this may be true, when I look at Carrick as well, what Carrick knew MU has is, if you look at the Fulham game, MU were clinical.
Yep.
Cunha's goal in the tight
Ooh.
corner, he just smacked it in.
Yep.
These are super finishers. You give MU chance, they will score against you. Even Sesko, even Casemiro. If you look at all the level of goals, how they scored actually. So I think this is one way of doing it. What Carrick is doing. Okay, I'm relying on my striking power, giving the chance and moving the ball forward for my players, and see how they do. Because sooner or later, this tactic is going to be figured out.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. And then you have Ruben Amorim's tactic, like I want to build from the base and pegang the bola, and then I want to make the win
Mm-hmm.
back run, and then one foot
Mm-hmm.
drop, and then we
Mm-hmm.
go and then we play. That is another way of looking at it. I think a good manager will be able to use both systems interchangeably. I mean, this is hypothetically speaking, lah. Of course, we don't live in a hypothetical world.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that MU, right, we have to live in a world where MU will be playing in moments very well, actually, and they will be able to win games in these moments.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I look at it, because defensively they ain't that great actually, because they didn't cover the holes for Fulham or keep on attacking, and it's the midfield's fault. So though the attacking were good, they still were allowing Fulham to enter. You see what I'm saying, right? So I feel that Carrick is the right person at the moment, as far as the interim manager,
Mm-hmm.
to the system. And maybe this system is the best system.
Perhaps. Yeah. You never know. But speaking of Carrick and Ruben Amorim and all that, right? Not sure about the both of you, lah. Maybe I want to get both y'all's answers on this, lah. Gauging these first 3 games under Michael Carrick, has he stamped himself as the next United manager post this season?
Okay, Shariff, sekali ya. 1, 2, 3, macam mana? Boleh?
Can let's go.
Okay, let's
3,
go.
2, 1.
Yes.
No. Matt, you break up the tie. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, maybe.
No, maybe. Definitely maybe.
I'll say yes. I
You'll
think
say
I'll
yes.
say yes. I'm saying yes. Yeah.
But I am wrong though.
But
Maybe the
Wrong.
yes guy want to the yes man would like to go first.
well, I've said this before, right? So I said this in the past before. Let the board worry about the board's problem. You just get us back to winning ways. Just get us winning matches only. That's it. So, okay, 3 games again, too early to tell, right? However, by the looks of how they have the resurgence of United, it's just instilling that belief once again. Again, not getting too carried away. I think, yeah, I may or may not have changed my narrative, but then by the looks of the way United is and has been playing, I would give him a chance, really. Of course, we will go back to look like no manager is perfect lah at the end of the day. Yeah, there's no perfect manager lah. Okay, at the end of the day, who is it?
Sir Alex.
No, but when he first took the helm, he wasn't perfect. He was on the brink of getting sacked. I mean, look, we're not here to get down the road of the memory lane lah. But again, as I always stick to, yeah, every manager needs time and all that. And looking at how Carrick has brought in, not just him, yeah, I think a few people that I got to give credit to, those behind the scenes, Steve Holland. And who is Steve Holland as well, right? So, I mean, the info is all out there. Go ahead and look him up. I think he's marvelous, really. So I think having a good backroom coaching staff as well, it's probably what's helping Carrick as well. And it's not that he's got poor players at his disposal. I think he's got pretty good players at his disposal, right? But I agree with Bang, I agree with your comment earlier as well. It's like it may not have looked very convincing. It's like it's a bit slow at times, and they don't really hold much possession. But of course, the argument is still there, right? Like, do you always need possession to win games?
Correct.
Not
Yes.
really.
Not
You
really.
don't always need possession. So it's like ultimately it's like you manage to find a way to win regardless, right? I'm not saying sometimes you play so badly where I end up saying what Shariff is saying. Lucky Unila United to win. Or in this case, it's like, hey, it's not lucky, it's like really it was meant for United, right?
Say
No, I mean, I'm just saying in general, right? In general. So, but again, if you ask me, I'm not entirely convinced, but I would give Carrick I would give him chance, man. Really. I mean, love me or hate me for saying it, but I mean, we are all equally entitled to opinions.
Okay.
No, some opinions are better. So some opinions are more entitled than other people's opinions.
Now may I say about my no
I'm not sure.
opinion?
I will have,
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yes. Go ahead, all the yes mans.
I was like the 100% yes man. Matthew was like 55% yes man, and you, I'm not sure how many percent the no
I
man.
0.
0. So okay lah.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, that's my yes, as into why Carrick probably should be given the helmet as the next Man United head coach or manager. Now, Bang, you answered yes as well for Michael Carrick.
Yes.
Maybe
Because
you could tell.
he wants the miserable to continue.
No. Okay, now of course.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
A
go
big
ahead.
part of my heart wants the misery to continue, but let's put that aside. Okay, from a Manchester United point of view, football is about confidence.
Alright.
So the last 3 games, Michael Carrick has brought the players' confidence using the players' strength. How far this one can bring them? Right now, for this season, the bar is pretty low. You get Europe, he's great. Right now. Whether this will continue or not next season is a different game altogether, which I think Sharif will touch on that. But what I'm trying to say is that times we are eluded by this idea. There is a blueprint, there is a method, there is an identity, there is a structure. There is all this coming in actually. So that's why you pick Ruben Amorim. He has a structure and all these things. But the players didn't gel enough or didn't have the time to gel enough to make it look they were going to win. Maybe a new boss pulled the trigger very early on, or maybe he didn't have the maturity to carry on. But Michael Carrick is at an advantage to carry the team forward because the fact that he knows the players' strength and he wants them to win. And that is the only purpose, regardless how they play. And confidence is very important, regardless whatever system. You don't need to be a great tactician to win matches. Ancelotti is not exactly a great tactician, but a brilliant man manager. I mean, Kevin Keegan as well, though he never won everything, is the same thing as well. But I mean, it's whether the players, are you okay with a manager like Arteta who wants to dictate every game phases and everything? Or do you want to see a manager which can make the player fire up and, Sesko scoring the last minute goal? This is inspirational, how the manager put him in the last moment. So I think Michael Carrick should be given a chance for this season and beyond because I think they will qualify for Europe based on these games.
All right. Now we'll go to the no.
Go to the dark side. Wow, you guys almost convinced me.
But go ahead, man.
Okay. I will break down into three lah. Why I say Carrick is a no, right? I think two main problems that MU always have, right? That I always feel people and the media, the circus around Man United trying to hide. One is the ownership, the board. I know. Yes, I agree, Matt. Football is different. The board is different. The ownership is different. However, on a long run, we have seen this. If you want to build a regime, if you want to build a what they call it, successful continuation of successful, you need a proper blueprint, like what Kuhan was saying, and that blueprint needs to come from the top, comes from the club structure. 20 years, Glazers now Ineos. I also touched that as well, right? Ineos throw away 2 consecutive season by early December. So that's the first problem, and they will feel either they are managed, they don't get the players, they don't have the enough investment. We've seen it, right? That's one fact. On the second thing is on the players itself. The players are not bad. However, the players that we have are fragile, right? And this season, I not to what they call it, pick or maybe just to bring back Matt. You were saying that you were not confident or you were okay with the draw. That is the standard right now, which is not wrong. I even asked some United fans, it's a draw, it's okay. So because the standard right now, because after 2 consecutive season where we throw away the season, it is like, you know what, just end the season lah. Wherever we can go, be it bro. Right? And that is why the players are playing right now, right? And this is again, this is two part, right? I will say, and I will give some data to support this as well.
Okay.
But this is from
Even like his opinion.
yeah, this is my educated opinion from as a football fan and also as a Man United fan, where I see the problem is, and that is why you see Casemiro doing well, Bruno doing well. They are good players, yes, but they always do well when the pressure is not there, when the standard is not there. Right? When you have to win matches, every matches, when you got to qualify for Europe. This season, the target is to qualify Europe. That's where they'll throw you at the bus, or they will hide, or they throw the manager under the bus, right? So you're still going to have the same set of players, right? You're still going to have the same ownership. And that's why I agree. And I could bet my fortune, right? Michael Carrick will go another, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 continuous run, because there's no pressure. There's no pressure. If he does not qualify Europe as well, people will not blame anyone. Any fan will not blame. He's an interim. How can you expect? Last season, when Ruben Amorim lost for the first month, people say, let's forget about this season. That was Man United fan last season, right?
Yep.
So I don't think so. Man United fan will say that Carrick did a bad job if we get number 15 this season as well. So you can only be good in this season. Michael Carrick can only be good in this season. By not qualifying Europe, he will be good. By
They got
losing
14 games,
all
right? They got 14 games left.
exactly, but if he
Less.
won the league, he will be good, right? If he
Yeah.
qualify for Europe, he will be good. So this is my observation. Carrick is right now for me. We have seen the story again. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 2.0. And this is where the data comes up, right? Guys, how many managers from 1992 until now? There are total of 22 interim managers, right? That has played the role of interim managers and then promoted to managers.
And they
Okay,
all got
now,
sacked the following season.
from that 22, how many you guys think that were successful? So successful, I divide into either you won something or you saved the team from relegation or something. From 22, guess
Let me,
what's
let
the
me
number?
throw out a few names.
Okay, go ahead. And I say whether it's right or not. That's a
And
good game. Let's throw out
this is
who
Premier League, from
Premier League.
1992.
Premier League.
Okay.
1992 to now, the managers came in as interim. They did well, like what Carrick is doing right now, what Ole did, right? And
They
then they
saved the
got the
team, yeah.
job. And then they got the job. So now I'm asking, after they got the job, after they get the permanent manager, after they got the chance, the job itself, right? How many were successful?
Okay, I start with Sam Allardyce. He's
Sam
definitely there.
Allardyce were 50-50. He managed to save, but he don't have a longer.
Yeah, I mean, he's safe, lah. Safe. He did something. And then Roberto Di Matteo.
Yes, that's the top list. That's the top list because he won the Champions League
Okay.
and the FA Cup.
And then I think Gus Hiddink.
Gus Hiddink, no.
Ada. Okay.
Tak ada.
Avran Grant, by any chance?
No.
He went well. He only reached up to the finals lah, in the Champions League finals against
I
Man
mean,
United.
still something,
Yeah,
right?
then he got sacked after that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, after that he got sacked.
I can't think of anyone else actually.
Well, Ollie was in that list, right? Ollie is in that
No,
list, no?
Ole is
No,
not in that list.
Ole
It's how
didn't
you
get
see it.
that.
If MU might see it as a success, but he did not win anything, man.
Yeah, you're right. Didn't win anything lah.
Unless number 2 is a title, I don't know lah.
Okay, can you just tell me that is there any those manager they won something or not in that season of being interim?
Yes.
I think Roberto Di Matteo is one of it for sure.
Roberto Matteo is one, and one of your the club that you don't like right now.
Sunderland.
No. The club that you don't like right now. You don't really like right now. Liverpool, yes.
Liverpool. Who?
The king itself, man. The king itself.
Kenny Dalglish.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
interim.
He was interim first. He was brought in after Gerard Houllier, right? And then he was interim, and then people thought just to stabilize the ship, like what like what does the stories feels almost similar, man? Bring in someone just to stabilize the ship, and then
Yep,
maybe in the summer let's get a proper manager. Then they thought, oh my god, this king have to get the job, and he got the job. He got the job, and the Kenny Dalglish won the League Cup, but then he managed to climb up to the table. But Kenny Dalglish was there, number 2.
I mean, he bought Andy Carroll again, Newcastle.
Yes.
talisman.
That's two. So 2 there, and the other, and so only 2. So there are 4 total. So the
Any
other
other
2,
hints?
huh?
Any other
The other
hints?
is someone who saved Fulham,
Roy Hooton?
Chris Coleman.
Wow, Chris
Yes.
Coleman.
Chris Coleman saved
Yeah.
Fulham, and then he was there for 4 years. And then again, this is also very similar, right? I think Fulham board saw that his ceiling has reached, and then Fulham changed their ways of playing the game. Then that's where you see, Scott Parker coming in, and then all those, possession type
Yep.
of managers coming
Yep.
in. And then definitely there's also Gary Monk is there, right? And if Joe Kinya, for me, it's 50-50 because he promoted Wimbledon, and then they could stay in the Premier League for
They
almost
won the FA Cup.
No, I do not know. Maybe yes.
I think they
So-
won the FA Cup with him.
So out of 22, right, the data shows that when you promote interim managers, you have 4. So that's what? Almost like less than quarter of chance, or less than 0.25%. Right? So the data says that. So to sum up, I know Carrick is doing good. There's always a caveat in it, guys, right? This is what I think I think it will always gonna be. I don't think so it's going to change. If Carrick gets N to make it much more worse, lastly, he's saying that he's fighting or he wants Rashford to come back. Oh my god, that's the worst statement.
Rashford
he
is
can see.
superbly on form for
Yeah, he is.
Okay, let me tell you why he's on form. because he's playing in a league where he does not need to track back. And you said just now, Kuhan and Matt, how
Mhm.
good was Ahmad Diallo was playing, even though
Yeah.
he was playing young. And you saw Mbeumo as well during the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
They were tracking back. That's how you play. Because that's how City also plays, right? Bernardo Silva
True.
comes back. I
True.
also see Gordon tracking back. I know Gordon got almost a speedful from Eddie Howe if he does not track back.
Yep.
And this is the person who said to Jose Mourinho, I could not play left wing. I want to play to striker. And then later on say, you know what, I want to play left wing. Right? I think I have enough of these toxic players coming in, right, to Man United. And if Carrick gets the permanent job, it's going to reset all over again. It's square one all over again.
Mm.
This is the definitive of merry-go-round. For me, it's
But,
really foolish
but it's not
to
fair,
bring
lah.
Carrick.
Your no has so much explanation.
Sorry, Mino what? Mino
Your
what? Has a
no
what?
has so much explanation compared to our yes.
That's why it's a big no. That's why it's a big no. That's why
Okay.
it's a big no.
But of
Even though,
course,
like I said, this is my opinion. I would like to hear the commentators and
I think our yes is based on the games we see, lah, actually. I mean,
it's
as
only
a
3 games. It's only 3 games.
big
but
game.
again, lah, I agree with us. I mean, I can still agree with Sharisa's point when of course lah, the moment you bring data inside only, of course, yeah, it makes sense, right? It does make
It's always
sense.
anomalies in data. Carry
But
can be
for
an anomaly.
our trials
Yeah,
and
it might be.
tribulations, for all our trials and tribulations, Man United was never in that mixer. But again, never know, right? We could include ourselves in it, but having an interim manager and not succeed at all. But of course, there are lots of narratives out there happening. I don't know,
Look at
coming
it.
from some narratives, out there.
Listen to my advice. Please enjoy the moments.
No, I agree. I
Please.
agree. Kuhan, like I said, this season is done. This season is done
Yeah, I
when
agree.
United hierarchy sack Ruben Amorim. It's done. It's done. Right? That's why I say. It only can get good for Michael Carrick. If he gets number 15 again, I'm repeating myself. The whole United fan base will just say, you know what? He
It's a
came
good
in as
job.
interim manager. It's a good
Yeah.
job. He
It's
survived
a
and blah
nice
blah blah.
space where the board put that they can always win
Correct.
whichever.
Correct. If last season I were going, left and right to say that why we call our season off, this is we have to count Ruben Amorim games from last season, but no one wants to count because let's give him a season, let's bring him his players and everything, only to get found out after how many games? After 14 games or something like
Yeah,
that, right? Because it's not Ruben Amorim bad, but the way
Mhm.
he's doing it. The way he's doing it.
But again, lah, I want to reiterate my advice. My wife asked me, "Why are you watching Newcastle game, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning? They are not doing well in the league and everything." And my reply to her,
Mhm.
I don't know when the bad times are going to come.
Correct.
So
Relish the moments.
for me, these are
Well, it's
good
a good
times.
moments, right? Yes.
Yeah, this is a good time. They're playing the Cubs. They are playing.
I
This is a
agree.
good time to watch. And I think we have to, let's put it this way, lah. As this is going to hurt you guys actually. As mediocre football club supporters, we are not the Arsenal fans who are like going to win the league or the Liverpool league. We have to enjoy our moments.
I will take that any day, man. I will take that any day, man. I
And
mean,
that's
of
why I
course,
said this was a
Yeah,
good game for Fulham and
it
Man
was a good
United. It
game.
was a
It
good
was.
game.
it was.
But
Enjoyed
when we discuss about future, I really hope we don't do the same foolish
I think
decision.
that's a
Yeah.
episode by itself actually.
Yeah, I think that would be good, right? That would be good as well. So, of course, yeah, we're almost approaching the end of the show, but some insights to, over the weekend's match, right? So we've had Aston Villa losing to Brentford 1-0, playing against a 10-man Brentford, and there goes them dropping points alongside City as well.
Yeah.
Where they drew against Spurs, but of course, lots of questions surrounding how did they actually lose a 2-0 lead, right?
Happens.
So, and yeah, that happens, right? And of course, what a brace from Dominic Solanke, man, with the scorpion kick. So, but of course, we can have all those debates. We can have all those debates like who scored the better scorpion kick.
Of course, the goalkeeper.
I mean, of course, the ones that not in the
Giroud.
Premier League. Giroud did that. Henrik Mkhitaryan did that for United, and of course, Solanke did it just over the weekend. Can't recall who else did, right? But I think the nicest one, in my opinion, is Giroud's one, lah. Olivier Giroud's one was,
Yeah,
I
that
think,
was Full.
Well taken one, man. The one,
I
yeah.
just want to add, you remember last episode when we were discussing about Spurs, and I did mention about, the three key players that were out being injured, and you see what Dominic Solanke provides when he's
Yes.
back. You see,
Yes.
when you see, I think another mini Arsenal is the Spurs as well, right? They jump too fast, right? I think that you see when you have a good player, and for me, yeah, we can discuss about whether it's luck or not, but
It is
these
luck.
player, of course, but you need to create luck,
It is
Kuhan.
luck.
Scoring goals, you need to create
I
luck.
think you are flipping the ball, not knowing where it's going to go. And
Still?
there is an element of luck, we have to admit, because
Correct. Correct.
if there's a
I
clean
agree. I
score,
agree. I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is luck, but it's still, you win, you need to have those luck.
I agree. I agree. And if he does not go in there or does not just try to play very clean, try to make a run, those are striker instincts. That's what
Yep.
I'm about to say, right?
I
That's
want
true.
to add some things. The reason
Right.
why I feel that this scorpion kick, the striker's scorpion kick is luck, is because if you look at the goalkeeper doing it,
Yeah.
which I think I don't know whether people will know this keeper. His name is Iguita.
Yes.
So
The Colombian keeper.
the Colombian goalkeeper,
Yes.
the scruffy looking guy with the long
Yes.
hair and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
See, would you call that safe luck, or he intended to do it?
I think it's intended to do.
That is
He
intended.
yeah,
to do it.
that's his skill. That is his
That's
skill.
his skill. So I
Yeah.
feel like if strikers do
He's
it, it's luck.
aging. Yeah.
I mean, he has it.
And I agree as well. It's luck because, say for example, if that has got into a higher body portion of a defender, then it's a foul, right? It's
Yep.
just nice that both of them are at the area of leg and below. I know we are going technical stuff, but for me that's the luck. I mean, it's also dangerous to do. I mean, Harry Maguire did a scorpion kick on Pogba. Do we count that a good score?
No, I think
He was in fact warming up before he did the
He
scorpion.
did, yeah, he warm up already. So he's warming up his luck, bro.
I think as much as we talk about that, you guys are troll. You guys
I
have
broke Matt, man. I broke Matt.
No, it was funnier because Harry Maguire was warming up before the actual scorpion kick took place.
It was funny. Pogba's face, bro. It's like
Pogba's
member like bodoh gila ke?
and he was smacking the
Maguire is one of your best players.
No. So that's for me the best scorpion kick, ah.
What's scorpion kick in Malay? Sepakan ni tendangan.
What the fuck?
Kalau jengking.
Certain words is best not translated. So
It's still good. We have to embrace the national language.
oh man,
Hey, betul, bro. Oh my god. I'm tearing up, man.
Oh man. Anyway, wow. So we have just come to the end of this pod, but of course, just covering some of our shit, man. I'm tearing up. This is fucking hilarious, man. But anyway, guys, so the matches to stay tuned. This upcoming game week 25, we've got Man United against Spurs. This coming Saturday, we've got Arsenal and Sunderland. Bournemouth will take on Aston Villa. We also have Wolves against Chelsea, Newcastle against Brentford, and the week ends with Liverpool against Manchester City. That's a big showdown, man. That's going to be a very big showdown. I'm going to watch the match. I will really watch the Liverpool and City game.
Is he going to play at Etihad or
In Anfield? Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
going to be a tough match.
exactly, it's going to be a tough match. So I'm looking forward to this match. Man.
If City loses or draw, that's it. Arsenal
That's
can
it.
go celebrate. Congratulations,
Arsenal can-
Arsenal.
Yeah, they still haven't shot them in the foot yet. That's
That's why I say maybe they need to do the scorpion kick on their foot.
So, of course, as mentioned one more time, we have come to the end of the pod. So, for those who are new to this channel, the usuals, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notifications as well. Stay tuned to weekly banters in football and, of course, with the realities as well. Yeah. So, this is Matt, your host, signing out alongside Sharif and also Kuhan until the next episode. So, stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.
Keep on
Cheers.
dancing. Keep on dancing.